Hello and welcome to another week of Sports Corner. I'm Jack Berney.
And I'm Ian Herrmann. The field hockey team captured a share of the 2021 Mid-American Conference regular season title with Miami. They got it done against Ball State at home on Saturday by the final score of 2-1. The Flashes were down 1-0 after the first half, but once the second half hits, they looked like a completely different team. Leading the way was fifth-year senior Clara Rodriguez-Cito, who tied it in the third and gave Kent the lead in the fourth. The Flashes will have the number 2 seed in the MAC tournament and will compete in their first game Friday against Longwood at 2:30.
And yesterday, the Kent State women's soccer team beat the University of Toledo in the first round of the MAC tournament. After going down 2-1 during the last 12 minutes of play, the Flashes scored 3 straight goals to close out the game and beat the Rockets 4-2. Carly Hellstrom had the go-ahead goal on a penalty kick late in the second half to put the Flashes ahead for good. With Sunday's victory, the Flashes have punched themselves a ticket to the MAC semifinals in Bowling Green, where they will take on Ohio University this Thursday at 7. And let's take a look at that MAC women's soccer tournament bracket. You see all the games taking place at the site of the number 1 seed Bowling Green. We got number 1 Bowling Green versus number 4 Buffalo, and a rematch of the last game of the soccer regular season between number 2 Ohio versus number 3 Kent State. That game went to overtime. It was a 0-0 tie, but it should be 2 great soccer matches ahead of the finals on Sunday from Bowling Green, Ohio.
And the Kent State volleyball team hit the road Friday and Saturday to square off against teams from the Mid-American Conference. Unfortunately for the Golden Flashes, the team lost both of their matchups against Northern Illinois and Western Michigan 3-0. This brings the Flashes' record down to 10-15 overall and 5-8 in the conference. The ladies will look to bounce back on the road as they take on the Bowling Green Falcons Friday and Saturday.
And at the 2021 Mid-American Conference Cross Country Championships on Saturday, senior Drew Johnson and freshman Beatty Baugh finished in the top 20 in the men's 8K race. Johnson raced to all-MAC second-team honors for the second year in a row, crossing the finish line 11th in a time of 24 minutes and 43 seconds, helping Kent State clinch a 6th-place finish on the men's side. The women's team had its best showing since 2014, finishing 8th. Graduate student Stephanie Ward had the highest finish by a Golden Flash since 2015, just missing all conference honors in 15th place in the 6K race. You can catch the cross-country team at the NCAA Great Lakes Regional on November 12th.
Kent State football welcomes in Northern Illinois for some midweek action on Wednesday. Here's what Coach Lewis had to say ahead of Wednesday's game.
We're preparing to welcome a really good, obviously undefeated in conference play, NIU football team coming in here. It's going to be a physical 4-quarter game that we got to get our minds right for and get ready for that 4-quarter fight. Flash Fast Nation, come out Wednesday. Need your support. Let's do this thing. Go Flashes.
All right, Ian, let's preview this matchup a little bit. If the college football season ended today, Kent State would be playing Northern Illinois in the MAC championship. Just what are your thoughts on this game on Wednesday?
Oh, this is for sure one of the biggest games so far. Besides the Western Michigan one that Kent State got blown out in, this is the other biggest game so far in the MAC for Kent State. Really big control of their destiny here, can really take a commanding lead in their side of the conference. And, you know, because they're tied with Miami at 3-1, hopefully they can go to 4-1. But this is a really big game for Kent State moving forward in the MAC.
I agree, and stopping the run will be crucial for Kent State. Northern Illinois has the 12th rushing offense in the country, averaging 233 yards per game. Kent State needs to be good against the run if they want to win. And they also need to rely on their seniors like Dustin Crum to kind of put this game away for them. Northern Illinois has played a lot of close games this year, and there are a lot of freshmen and sophomores on that team. And at some point, experience is going to win out, and I expect Kent State to rely on their leaders like a Dustin Crum, like an Isaac Vance, like those guys to lead them to victory come Wednesday night.
For sure. Now let's take a look at my pick for the game. I have the Flashes winning 42-38. I think this game will be a shootout with 2 very strong offenses, 2 of the best teams in the MAC, as we mentioned. Northern Illinois is currently undefeated in conference play, but I think that changes after this week, and both teams, they'll be 4-1 in the conference. Northern Illinois has been able to squeak out some close wins recently against some lower-end MAC teams, but a good Kent State squad will ultimately be too much for the Huskies to handle.
And let's get to my pick. This game has huge implications in the Mid-American Conference, and if the season ended today, like I mentioned, these 2 teams will be playing for the MAC championship. Both these teams have very good rushing attacks on offense, but I think the key to the game for Kent State will be Dustin Crum's ability to stretch the field. Northern Illinois plays a lot of one-on-one coverage, and if Kent State receivers like Dante Cephas can win those one-on-one battles, Kent State will have a very good chance to win this game. Like Coach Lewis told me today, the games in November are the ones you remember, and I think the Golden Flashes will remember this one and win 35-31. And Friday Night Lights are back. In playoff form, we'll have coverage of some playoff games from the high school football slate this weekend and much, much more when we return.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Welcome back to Sports Corner. The high school football playoffs were in full swing this weekend. Let's head to Aurora to kick off our coverage. The Aurora Greenmen versus the Ravenna Ravens. The Green Man is fired up, and so is Aurora on this play. Quarterback Alex Moore is going to find Jack Carterman on the crossing route, and he's going to be in a foot race. Look at him go. 35, 30, 25, 20. Nobody's going to catch him. He's going to take it to the crib for the touchdown. The Green Men go up 7-0. And Aurora was not done scoring there as Alex Moore takes the snap. He's going to fire this one to Derek Blum, who's going to dive across the pylon for the score. He gets in there. Aurora adds to their lead after that nice play. And Jack Carterman, I called his name earlier. He can do it all. He's going to run this one in for the touchdown. Aurora extends their lead to 21-0. And Aurora was not done there. Aiden Henderson this time. He's going to get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. Everyone's getting touchdowns for Aurora. Ethan Cobbin trying to make something happen for Ravenna, but that pass is going to be tipped in the air and intercepted. Aurora is going to win this one 42-14. They move on to face Dover in the next round. And look at the Green Man. He's so happy as Aurora gets the win 42-14.
Streetsboro, West Geauga in town. We'll pick it up with Streetsboro on offense. Mason Climack, he'll dump it off to Colby Benjamin. He'll make some defenders miss. He'll go for a huge gain into West Geauga territory. And later on in that drive, Climack fakes the handoff, pitches it to Preston Hopperton, and he'll go into the end zone untouched for the touchdown. And West Geauga on offense now. Danny Stewart with the play action. He'll roll right, hit a wide open Chris Ranello, and he'll go in for the touchdown. Easy score there for West Geauga. And the Wolverines are back on offense again. Danny Stewart, play action. He's looking, and he'll throw, but it's over the head of his receiver and picked off by none other than Mason Climack. He goes for a huge return deep into West Geauga territory. And Streetsboro back on offense. Climack looking. He'll unload deep into the end zone. And Hopperton, he'll go up over 3 defenders, make the grab. That's a huge touchdown grab there. And now West Geauga back on offense. Stewart, he'll hit Ranello on the slant. And now he's off to the races. He's breaking defenders' tackles, and he goes in for the touchdown. However, Streetsboro holds on to win 56-42. Move on in the playoffs to face off against Chardon.
Hey Portage County, I'm Olivia Sharp, and we had a rainy first weekend of high school playoffs. I went out to Garfield to watch the G-Men take on the Sandy Valley Cardinals. Let's check out some highlights. So we pick things up in the first quarter with quarterback Nick Petro throwing to Brock Smith, who absolutely dives for the end zone, but only gets the Cardinals to the 1-yard line. Ben Petro then takes the direct snap and fights his way in for the 6, getting the Cardinals on the board late in the first. And if you missed it, he does this again in the second, which gives the Cardinals a lead 13-7. And the rain clearly helped neither team, as Noah Egger cannot hold on to the ball, and it's grabbed by Mason Tucci for the Cardinals. And we have another muddy fumble, and then the G-Men make it all the way to the goal line, and Brody Swagonski punches it in to make the score 14-13. The rain started coming down harder in the fourth, and so did the G-Men defense. Sophomore Keegan Sell hunted Petro down for his second sack of the game. Oh, and if you missed Wagonski pushing through Cardinal defenders earlier, never fear, because he does it again. The score is now 21-13. But it's this play that ices it, with Ben Petro dropping back, running, searching, throwing, but it is picked off by Anthony Demma. The G-men continue their undefeated season and slide into the second round of playoffs after winning 13-8.
Coming up, what are some Portage County games to watch this weekend, Liv?
I absolutely think, first and foremost, Bel Air at Garfield. Both teams are currently undefeated in conference play, and only one of them can continue in the playoffs. They both have strong quarterbacks, and it'll be interesting to see how they face each other's tough defense. Also pay attention to Stowe and St. Ignatius. See if the Bulldogs can pull out a win from the Wildcats.
Our game of the week was Aurora and Ravenna, which ended in a massive upset. Was this a surprise to you?
Ravenna came into the season 7-3, and Aurora came in 8-2, so I expected it to be a pretty good matchup. But Aurora shut out Ravenna for 3 quarters, scoring 35 points. And not to mention, Ravenna quarterback Ethan Cobbin, who has been consistently strong, threw 3 interceptions in this game, which now make up half of his total interceptions. All I have to say is the Aurora game against Dover is going to be a good one to watch.
Are there any players this week that you saw really shine in the first week of the playoffs?
Mason Climack. Not only is he the starting quarterback for the Streetsboro Rockets, he's also a defensive linebacker and caught that phenomenal interception which led to the Rockets scoring before the half. He's a dual threat quarterback. He can pitch it all the way down the field and run past defenders to secure a first down. I look forward to seeing how he plays against Chardon.
And thank you so much, Liv, our high school football expert. Let's get to some college football at the Horseshoe. Sean Clifford takes the snap, and he is going to find tight end Brenton Strange, and Penn State goes up 7-0 on the Buckeyes. But the Buckeyes were not done. C.J. Stroud fakes the handoff, and he's going to launch one into the autumn Columbus air, and it comes down in the hands of Chris Olave for the touchdown. The Buckeyes go up 10-7. Penn State trying to get something going before halftime, but the Ohio State defense has other ideas as Sean Clifford is hit. He fumbles, and it's recovered by Jaron Cage. Rumble, big man, rumble. All 6'2", 305 of him is going to take it all the way to the house for the touchdown. The Buckeyes go up 17-7 after that big man touchdown. But here come the Nittany Lions. Direct snap to Jahan Dotson, and he's going to run to the outside and extend for the touchdown. Penn State cuts into the lead, and they're going to do it again here as Kevon Lee takes the handoff into the end zone. Penn State gets a little closer, 27-24. Last chance for Penn State, trying to make it a one-score game here, but the kicker is going to miss this kick, and Ohio State is going to hang on and remain undefeated in the Big Ten, winning 33-24.
And another Big Ten matchup. This one, top 10 opponents, Michigan at Michigan State. We'll pick it up first quarter. Cade McNamara deep in his own territory. He'll hit Andrell Anthony, and he's off to the races. Down the sideline, no one will catch him. All the way to the house he goes. Wolverines up 7-0 early on. Now to the second quarter. First play of the second quarter. Kenneth Walker, he had himself a day. Breaks to the left. One of his 5 touchdowns on the day. Michigan up just 10-7 now. With that, now it's a 14-13 Spartan lead. McNamara, he play action. He'll get over to Anthony, who goes up and gets it. That's a 20-14 Michigan lead. Now to the fourth quarter, Sparty down 8. Just give it to Walker, making men miss to the right, and you're not going to catch him. He goes all the way in for another touchdown. We've got a tie game at 30. And now later on, Walker yet again, this one up the middle, breaking free, makes a defender miss, and he's going in for his 5th touchdown of the day. And Michigan with one last chance. McNamara deep, but it is picked off by one hand with Charles Brantley, and that'll seal the deal. Michigan State holds on and beats their in-state rival 37-33.
Let's go to the SEC now. Number 10 Ole Miss, number 18 Auburn. Here we start with Bo Nix. He's going to cut it outside and run it in 4-6. The Auburn Tigers play from in front. They're going to go up 7-0 after that nice run. But here come the Ole Miss Rebels. Snoop Connor takes the handoff, and he is going to take it 11 yards to the house. Ole Miss cuts the lead to 14-10 on that play. But Bo Nix yet again proving he is a true dual threat quarterback as he gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the day. Auburn goes up 21-10, but Matt Corral says, whatever you can do, I can do better. He runs it in for the quarterback run touchdown, and Ole Miss cuts it to within 4 on that one, but Bo Nix wasn't done. He's going to find Jarquez Hunter out of the backfield, and the Tigers extend the lead to 28-17. Last chance for Ole Miss in the fourth quarter. Matt Corral is going to roll right. He's going to fire it up to the end zone, and the Tigers defense makes a play. It is intercepted. Auburn hangs on to win. They beat Ole Miss 31-20.
Nothing like following a college football Saturday with a Sunday full of NFL football. We'll take a look at some AFC North Week 2 matchups when we return.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year? 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
We might root for different teams, but we all respect the game. And we can all root for each other when we wear a mask. Mask up, America.
The Browns played host to a familiar enemy on Sunday at First Energy Stadium. Let's head down to Cleveland where the Steelers were in town. And we'll pick it up in the third quarter, tie game at 3, but that will change. Dearness Johnson, he'll take the handoff, cuts back, and is in for the touchdown. Browns go up 10-3. And later on, Steelers on offense, Najee Harris, he'll take the handoff, he'll run it up the middle, hurdle defender, and he's in for the touchdown himself. 10-9 Browns lead, and on the two-point attempt, Big Ben will look, but Myles Garrett hits him, and that pass goes incomplete. Now we'll go to the fourth quarter. Steelers, fourth down, fourth and goal. They need it here. Big Ben pumps, looks, Pat Freiermuth, it's picked, or he fumbles it, and it's Freiermuth handles the ball, gets 2 feet down, and a failed two-point conversion, 15-10 Steelers lead. That's how it would end. Steelers come into Cleveland, get the win, 15-10.
Let's get to the Bengals. They got a game against the Jets. We're going to pick things up in the second half. Joe Burrow is going to find Joe Mixon, and he is going to dive his way into the end zone for the touchdown. The Bengals take a 24-17 lead on this play. Next play, Joe Burrow finds Tyler Boyd in the back of the end zone. Bengals go up 31-20 after that. But here comes the Jets. Mike White is going to find Ty Johnson out of the backfield, and look at this tiptoe act down the sideline. He dives. He is in. They would not call it a touchdown on the field, but let's take a closer look at that. The great effort by Ty Johnson there to keep the feet in, and he is in for the touchdown. The Jets cut the deficit to 31-27. He is going to signal touchdown right there. Later in the fourth quarter, Joe Burrow's pass is tipped up in the air and intercepted by Shaq Lawson, and the Jets have life, and Mike White is going to sling it to Tyler Kroft for the touchdown. The Jets are going to win 34-31. Mike White finishes with 405 yards and 3 touchdowns in his first career start.
And to LA we go. Patriots in town, first quarter. Herbert to Eckler. He'll be stuffed, but no. The refs don't blow it dead for forward progress, and he's carried into the end zone for the touchdown. Chargers up 7-0. Now Damian Harris from 1 yard out muscles his way into the end zone. That's a touchdown. We got a tie game at 7. To the second quarter we go. Justin Jackson will take the handoff, and he'll do the rest. Cuts in, makes defenders miss, and he's off to the races himself. Down the field he goes, no one in front of him, but he'll be chased down after a huge gain into the red zone of the Patriots. And a couple plays later on that drive, Herbert looking, he'll hit Keenan Allen for the touchdown. Chargers are up 14-7 in this one. We'll jump to the fourth quarter. Herbert with the ball, miscommunication with Jared Cook, overthrows, picked off by Adrian Phillips, and he'll go in for the pick 6. That makes it a 24-17 Patriots lead after the 2-point conversion. Now Chargers trying to muster a comeback. Herbert will throw to Josh Palmer. He mosses 2 defenders, gets the touchdown, but that is not enough. Patriots win 27-24.
Perhaps the game of the day was in the AFC South as the Titans visited the Colts. Carson Wentz is going to get things started here. He's going to find Michael Pittman, who mosses the defender there. The Colts go up 7-0. And that's a play so nice, you're going to see it twice. This is not a replay. Carson Wentz once again finds Michael Pittman for the touchdown. The Colts go up 14-0 after Pittman's second touchdown. But here come the Titans. Ryan Tannehill finds Jeff Swain for the touchdown. The Titans cut the deficit to 14-7. And Ryan Tannehill once again making things happen as he hits A.J. Brown. And Brown is going to take it down the sideline, 20-15, 10-5, touchdown Tennessee. The Titans tie it up at 14 after that play. Later, we're going to go all the way to the fourth quarter. Carson Wentz trying to do too much here, and he's going to lob it left-handed, and it's going to be intercepted as the Titans get the easiest pick 6 ever, and they go up 31-24 there, but the Colts were not done. Jonathan Taylor takes the handoff into the end zone and ties the game at 31. We are going to overtime, and in overtime, Randy Bullock is going to split the uprights, and the Titans are going to hang on to win 34-31, and perhaps the game of the day, like I said. And we're going to go to some Browns talk here. The Browns, they fall to 4-4 after losing to the Steelers on Sunday. A very winnable game, in my opinion. Just what do you think? Where do you think the Browns stand at this point?
I don't know. It's tough to say. You can't blame injuries, but this team is injured. But you can't say that that's why. This team has to pull it together if they want a chance to make the playoffs. Still a very tight AFC North. Steelers 4-3, Browns 4-4. Ravens are right there. Bengals lost. So it's a very tight matchup now in the AFC North. But Browns got to figure it out, get it together. They got to win these AFC North matchups if they want a chance to make it in the playoffs.
The Browns have played 4 good teams this year, and they've lost all 4 of those games, in my opinion. Yesterday, Jarvis Landry played his worst game as a Cleveland Brown, and Baker Mayfield was let down down the stretch by his receivers. The offense looked bad, and this is going to shock some of you viewers at home, but I think the majority of the blame should be placed on Kevin Stefanski. His play calling isn't creative this year, and frankly, it isn't working. He should either give up play calling to Alex Van Pelt or go back to the fundamentals. This Browns team right now, to me, Ian, they're not a playoff team. They look more like a 7-10 or an 8-9 team. There's still a lot of time to turn it around, but I think Sunday's a must-win. If they can't beat the Bengals on Sunday, I think their playoff chances will go away, and this season will be another wasted season in Cleveland.
And we will head to Atlanta, Game 5. Bottom of the first, Adam Duvall gets some fireworks going. That's a grand slam. 4-0 Atlanta lead. Now top of the third, Correa. He'll hit that one in the gap. It'll be cut off by Duvall. Correa will get into second, and that'll be an RBI double to cut the lead in half. Bottom of the third we go. Freddie Freeman up to bat, and you can kiss that one goodbye. Absolutely smokes it. Right center field, goodbye. Braves take a 5-4 lead in this one. Top of the fifth now, Marlon Gonzalez, bases loaded. He's able to bloop one out to left, make it an RBI, 2 RBI double. That is a 7-5 Astros lead. Top of the seventh, man on second, Martin Maldonado. He gets that one to get in the left. That drives in a run. Now they are up 8-5. That's all she wrote. Astros forced Game 6, winning 9-5. Braves up series 3-2.
What's up, Portage County? I'm resident Cavaliers expert Josh Aponte, and let's take a look at the Cavs continue their road trip in Phoenix as they take on the Phoenix Suns. Here we go in the Footprint Center. We'll start off with Colin Sexton at midcourt as he dishes it to Evan Mobley. Mobley to Garland. Garland back up to Mobley for the jam. Here we have Colin Sexton at the top of the key as he drives through the paint for the dunk. It's the Suns' turn to respond as DeAndre Ayton finds Devin Booker, and Booker lays it right back up to Ayton for the jam. Then we'll have Chris Paul with the steal from Colin Sexton, and CP3 dishes it to Ayton for the monster jam. Look at that. Ooh! And then the Cavs are trying to surmount a comeback in the fourth as Dylan Windler takes it from the three-point line to the hoop right there. But a few possessions later, here we have Dylan Windler yet again loses the ball to Jay Crowder. Devin Booker up to Mikal Bridges for the dunk. The Cavs fail the comeback, and they end up losing 101-92 as they fall to 3-4 on the season as they take on the Charlotte Hornets tonight in Charlotte.
And thanks to our resident Cavaliers expert, Josh Aponte, for that highlight. And let's take a look at the Cavs' score tonight as they lead the Charlotte Hornets right now 65-49 at halftime. A couple stats to run over for you. Jared Allen has 17 points and 6 rebounds, 8 for 9 field goal at the half. And Lauri Markkanen has 13 points and 7 rebounds as well. A good sign for the Cavs team, bouncing back from a couple losses to lead the Hornets by 16 at halftime.
And when we come back, we'll have our award-winning segments like the Magic Money Line, Stardom or Sit 'em, and Men on the Silver Mountain. Stay tuned.
Can we get strawberries?
Okay.
I think this thing is broken.
and welcome back to Sports Corner, everybody. You know what time it is. Jack is filling in for Austin this week, of course, but it's time for my version of Austin's Magic Money Line. We'll go with Jack's Magic Money Line. I'm going to win you some money. Let's get to the first game. I have the Packers plus 120 over the Chiefs. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You cannot bet against Aaron Rodgers. The Chiefs defense is very suspect this year, and I think Rodgers and Devontae Adams, assuming he's back, will be able to move down the field at ease. My second pick, it's third on your screen. It's Auburn plus 170 over Texas A&M. Auburn is coming off a nice win against the top 10 Ole Miss team. I think Bo Nix and the Tigers offense goes into College Station and upsets the Aggies. And my last pick is the Vikings plus 185 over the Ravens. The Ravens have a lot of injuries and will have a tough time, in my opinion, defending the likes of Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, and Adam Thielen on Sunday. Go make these bets. You'll win some money. Guarantee it. 2-1 on the season for me. You'll be 3-0 this week. That's your Jack Berney guarantee.
And now to start 'em, sit 'em, another sweep for the start of Elijah Mitchell and sitting Jacoby Myers. Let's hope we can make it 4 weeks of going 2 for 2 this upcoming week. Start Michael Pittman if you haven't already. Having a breakout year and is the clear #1 in Indy and Wentz's favorite target. Pittman should continue to dominate in the offense. And sit Marvin Jones. There was upside at the beginning of the year, but he has not been consistent at all over the last several weeks. Keep him out of your lineup until he can be more consistent. And my man on the Silver Mountain, Dallas Cowboys quarterback Cooper Rush. Rush has been a part of the Cowboys roster for 5 years, and before yesterday, he threw 3 total passes in the NFL. The Cowboys have been rolling this year, and a big part of that has been the play of Dak Prescott. Fortunately, Prescott was hurt, but that did not matter as Rush stepped in and went 24 of 40 for 2 touchdowns and a pick. His second touchdown was the game winner, and the Cowboys won that on a late game-winning touchdown throw. And not to mention, Rush himself was a Maction quarterback from Central Michigan.
On the Silver Mountain, it is none other than Michigan State running back Kenneth Walker III. Remember the names, folks. Michigan State beat their rival Michigan in a crucial Big Ten East matchup, and they remain undefeated. And Walker almost single-handedly beat the Wolverines, scoring 5 touchdowns, becoming only the 3rd Michigan State Spartan ever to accomplish the feat. He also racked up 197 yards and a whopping 8.5 yards per carry. He should firmly be in the Heisman discussion, and he's a big reason why Michigan State controls their own destiny to the college football playoff. And that is all the time we have for tonight's episode. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for Sports Corner. For Jack Berney,
I'm Ian Herrmann.
Have a great night, Portage County. Thank you so much for watching.
Every one of us has a voice, and every voice has the power to shape the world. Ours is no different. Our voice is 85 years in the making, a voice that's more than 700 students strong, one of the largest in the nation. It's 10 different award-winning media partners sharing 34 outlets, all working united toward a common goal. Our voice reaches 30,000 households on TV, over 22,000 magazine readers per year, 500,000 newspapers, feature films in stores nationwide. Our voice is pride in what we do. It empowers students, emerging professionals, to ask tough questions and demand answers. We believe in our voice. We believe in its ability to change the world. And our voice makes us who we are.